Triton.
Vivacious, yes. Welcome everyone. This is totally not our second attempt at this. I am your host. It's Triton, joined with Mr. TipsyBob, the also vivacious man himself, to commentate round 2 of season 2 of tier 2 of SLR. That worked out very well there. Um, so today we've got what should be a very good race. Again, I think we have a full grid again today.
Full grid, yeah.
We have a couple reserves. The race winner we were just talking about, Mr. Aaron, is not here today, unfortunately. But we have, I think, NJJ, who made his SLR debut in Tier 1 last week out, and we also have, I think, Enemy's Killer back again to represent for reserves. So yeah, we should be getting started soon.
I think we're ready to rock. Don't forget to click spectator, man.
Oh,
yeah. Want to get caught out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Aaron's not being here, kind of. Although I'm not really sure of NJJ, I think he might be pretty decent. But just looking down the grid, I mean, it's looking pretty tasty for Silver and Bance at the moment.
Also, Matthias. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I wasn't going to discredit any of the other guys. It's just the two guys I've seen the most would be Silver and Bance, and they are extremely fast. Of course, Onion Barge, a fantastic performance last season, and he continued it on in last week's race as well. He almost getting the race win with a one-stop, which many people didn't think was likely. So, although I would consider those two my favourites, there are a few boys that could definitely mix it up here. So, it's going to be a pretty good race, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I think, do we have any more issues? Oh no, never mind. Wimpy's just wondering about why we're not starting the race, but we should be going now. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, be sure to check out the previous VODs from last season of Tier 2, SLR's Tier 1, Season 2, Season 1 even, and 2SRL as well. And be sure to subscribe and check out the Twitch as well, even for EGL. If you guys are watching there, if you be sure to follow there as well. So yeah, this week, last week Australia was not exactly the best for driving wheel to wheel or any extreme battles, but we did still get that, proving that Tier 2 has got something to say about about that, and even the just the racing in general was just incredible. So Bahrain is known for it's pretty insane races down the main straight through the down now through turn 3, or on the exit of turn 3 there's DRS in before turn 4, so that's going to increase the racing even more. So we're going to see some battles going up there and maybe some switchbacks. So for qualifying, we're going to walk you through a lap soon. I'm going to keep it on Bance because I did it last week with Aaron, so, and he was he showed us pretty good lap there. So hopefully no pressure on him, or whoever's out first. Actually, I'm gonna see. But so yeah, Tipsy. What do you think? Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I think on what you were saying there, I think from last week, I think Aaron's his first out lap? His first lap he set was actually pole.
I think he went faster in the end.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think anybody could catch his time, and then he went and did a Schumacher and went even quicker.
Oh yeah, yeah, I think that's what happened there. As Onion Barge is out already, so I think he's the first one. Yeah, I might be. Yeah, he's the first one out, so we're gonna look on board with him. So yeah, Aaron last week did put in an incredible display in qualifying. So let's see if anyone can do that themselves this time. So it should be interesting to note that Onion Barge is on mediums right now, so he might just be getting a feel for the track. We do know that the track, how do you say, the track gets better as the laps go and as the session goes on.
Yeah. So the track service kind of evolves as the race progresses.
So we'll see how Onion Barge makes of this. Might just do a couple laps on the mediums come in. So the pit strategy, I've actually taken the time to figure it out. I think there are two possible things. I think I'm not sure if you can one stop on the hards with the softs, but it's looking like there's either the two stop strategy, which would most likely be two sets of softs into one set of mediums towards the end. The tire deg here is pretty hefty, but not insane, I would say. It's very similar to last year in 2018, where you can go like 7 or 8 laps on them, depending on your outlap though, because I mean, in the qualifying these tires take a massive beating as we learned, and as if you've been playing the game you can tell. So it would probably be around lap 7 or 8 where you get those tires going, and then lap 8, lap 9, or 9 laps on the second stint, and then 12 on the mediums. But as we go into the lap here with Onion Barge into turn 1 there, after the 150-meter board, feed it into this very slow corner here, and keep it easy on the throttle as he's already going slow. So I'm actually gonna back out of that, and we're gonna keep an eye out here on some other people here. So we'll get the hot lap in a bit, but yeah. Actually, people are still on outlaps, so we'll keep an eye out. So let's see.
Just running with enemy killer here and Jeremy, and I don't really think they've give themselves enough of a space to develop a flawless lap.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is a bit close.
even though the guy in front of me, there's a gap there, but whenever you have a car just in your eye or in your eye shot, it can put you off, you know, getting a good lap in for quality.
Yeah, this is
Like just
very
Jeremy's
close.
he's really catching on the back of that Force India. I'm not sure who that is at the moment.
Oh, Silver's letting him
Isn't that
go.
Silver?
I think Silver might have invalidated. I'm not too sure, but might be a strategy. I'm not sure. So no harm done there because Silver was on a lap himself, and he has every right to have the track position there, as does Jeremy. So bit unfortunate maybe.
I'm hoping that the Red Bulls can finish the race today because last time out, both the Red Bulls DNF'd by lap 13, which was a bit of a shame, really, because
Yeah.
they're two good drivers. So hopefully, if they can, you know, keep get it together and get some points, because I mean they've got some heavy hitters in this division in terms of constructors building points. So if they really want to compete, they need to be able to finish the race. So here's hoping they can do a good job today.
Absolutely. So I'm taking a quick look at the stream here. Yeah, I'm gonna get the telemetry up. Sorry, guys. There we go. So, meanwhile, right now, a GK project at Verk actually, as I say that, is subbing for who's he in for? Vinny, is that, or?
I think it's Vinny. Yeah, I'm just running down him.
Yeah,
Pretty
Vinny's
sure
not
it's Vinny.
here. So yeah, that's a shame. He's one of the heavy hitters as well that you were talking about.
Yeah, Vinny was third in last week's qualifying, so Vinny's
Yeah,
pretty quick.
yeah. Keyboard Magnuson goes fourth fastest there as this audio stuttered a bit there from his engine. So
Yeah, but 129 sevens, I mean, that's got to come down. Um, Probably to the 128s. I know that you can't really go on TT times too much, but I mean, there's a couple of guys here I think could comfortably get into the 28s, no problem.
yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah, we're already getting low 29s here from Neth Luke.
yeah.
But yeah, meanwhile, we're gonna do a hot lap here now. As
All right.
Vance is about to come on to the start finish straight here in the very beautiful McLaren. Coming down the start finish line here, somebody's moving out of the way here. 8th gear all the way up to the 150-meter board. Once you pass that, hit hard on the brakes, trail brake in 2nd gear, maybe not 1st gear, but 2nd gear gets the rotation. Easy on the throttle up into turns 2 and 3, which is just a small kink into the DRS zone, which is now DRS this year. Going up now into the right before the 100-meter board, plunge on the brakes. He overshoots it a bit, but he does get the speed on the exit, which is possible now here. Up into right when you hit that curb, go on as tight as possible. Go exit as much as you can on the throttle. After that board on the left, hit the brakes. A bit hesitant to turn in there though, and into 3rd gear. I think he might. No, he's not. He's going to keep going now here into turn 9, a very difficult turn where you have to go downhill, brake, and turn at the same time. Maximize your exit here. He's going very smoothly here though, so this shouldn't be a problem. Going into the 3rd DRS straight now as we approach the end of the 2nd sector after the 100-meter board into turn 10, I believe. Go wide on the exit and then feed it in as he does there. Now go as much onto that apex as you can. Try not to run too wide after the light post on the left there. Turn in and brake. And now down the final miniature straight here. As he goes down 7th gear, is he going to shift? He's not going to get up to 8th gear, and he's actually invalidated this lap, but that is a hot lap there. At the 100-meter board, you would brake, and that is sort of a lap of Bahrain, so yeah. I missed my opportunity. I should have, oh, he's going again, I think. Or, no, that was going. He's just doing a feeder lap 31.5 there for him, so not invalid, but yeah. Meanwhile, Onion Barge is still going on these medium tires, and he's set at 29. I think I don't know if those are. Yeah, these are 2 laps, and he's done a 29.0 on those already. So it's looking good for him, because he should easily be able to get into the 28s.
What are you thinking of in terms of the brake bias for Bahrain? Bahrain, do you modify it much just throughout a lap, or do you kind of just leave it where it is?
I think that depends really on the driver. I know a lot of top guys, like some of the esports guys, do that as they go through qualifying, where they just every single corner they have a different brake bias setting, which is probably the optimum thing to do. For me personally, I don't really do that. I set it to 56 for most tracks because that's kind of a preference. Because I don't want the car to be rotating so much. Like if I have it on like 55 or 54, I feel like the rear end is just going to be a little bit too slidey. And if it's at 56, it's a little bit more towards the front, which will stabilize the rear. And I will lock up a little bit more maybe here and there, but that's just me having to manage how much I hit the brakes. So yeah, it does matter, I think. Especially this game, it seems like it might be a bigger deal, but I'm not too sure. How would you
For
do
me,
it, actually?
well, normally I would just pick the bias that I'm comfortable with and leave it to that. But I've noticed, and especially for Bahrain, I'm locking up quite a lot. So I do find myself switching from 56 right the way down to 50. For that, was it turn? Is it turn 10? Is that the
Turn
most
9, I
difficult?
believe. Yeah, turn
Yeah,
9.
the kind of the down hill left hand, that really tight bend, the hardest corner in the whole track. That one is a real killer for me. So I find switching down to 50 brake bias is much more manageable for me because I do kind of like an oversteery kind of car. But yeah, for qualifying and some of the GP modes for Bahrain, I do adjust it, but generally, no, I leave it around 56 as well.
Okay. Also, something interesting that I just realized. Speedy in the chat just mentioned to me that the quali now in qualifying tire wear is 2 times degradation. Something I did not realize, and I thought it was just
Right.
down to the fact that it's just been hard to or it's just harder on the tires. I don't know when in quali modes, but yeah, that is a big deal actually, and I don't know how I feel about that, but sort of makes sense, sort of not. I don't know, but yeah,
See, I wonder if qualifying takes so much out of the tire life, would it not be worth a bet to qualify in the mediums?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It might make that strategy a lot more as Netluke is beginning his lap. Now he's a bit close to one of the Force Indias. I think that might be Silver. We'll see as going into turn 1. Let's see. That is Matthias actually. So I don't know if he purposely did that or not, or if he wants a slipstream. But I mean, Matthias is a fairly quick driver, so let's see. If you guys did not watch season 4 of 2SRL when I was commentating there, Matthias, towards the end of the season, was putting in an absolute storm of a performance. I think he was on pole in Mexico, and
That's right.
he was, yeah, and getting a handful of podiums towards the end there, especially. For those of you who don't know, actually, he and Silver are brothers and on the same team. I think I mentioned this
Yeah.
last
Right.
week, if you did not catch that. So, an interesting driver pairing. One of my picks for the constructors, actually, I think I was telling you. So, yeah, this is sort of helping him, maybe. I don't know how much he is up on his, or we'll see right now how much he's up. Yeah, he's actually down on his time right now, by just under a 10 through the second sector. So, he might get a slipstream here now, though, which might help him. Which is obviously helping him because he is gaining a lot.
I mean, I would be expecting to see these times drop, like from where they are at the moment, because I know it's tier 2. Some of these guys are, what did we go? There's the first 28,
Yeah.
28.9.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
I was gonna.
actually. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, that actually did help the toe I was telling you about, because it didn't seem like he was getting hampered a ton by that dirty air, but then towards the end there he caught up to him fairly quick. So
Yeah.
yeah, as you were saying, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's all right. I was just gonna say, being tier 2, that people are using assists, and we know assists are not well, so far from what I believe, they're not as quick as non-assists. I think there's been a few tests done recently. So, but even in saying that, I would expect more people to get into the 28s.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, there's 5 minutes to go towards the end. I would assume Onion Barge, Verk, Jeremy possibly, and Silver maybe if he switches up to the switches to the softs. I would assume they could all probably get the they will all probably get into the 28s fairly easily. I would assume. Keyboard Magnuson seems to be struggling a bit here. I don't know how good this track is for keyboard users. I would assume it's a bit different. As ooh dear, Wimpy leaves the session, so I'm gonna try and get him an invite back in. So yeah, we sent him an invite there. Sorry about that. So meanwhile, a lot of people in the pits. GK Project was filling in for Thimo, is on his outlap as he gets a little bit sideways, hitting that curb. You don't want to be doing that, especially here, because right there, if you go wide there at such high speed, you're probably gonna be into the wall. Happened to me my first league race here, so this might be a bit of a hairy scenario. Oh no, he's actually being let through. Never mind. I was gonna say Silver was about to get ready for or somebody was parked there on the apex. Man, I think that was a motocrosser, so he did let him through, so that's good. As his teammate comes out of the pits there, so yeah, I'm surprised these lap times are not as low as as low as I thought they would be. I mean, they are getting lower. They're into the low 29s, which I would assume is probably where it should be at this point. I don't know what Aaron would be doing. I don't think Vance has done a full-on lap yet either. He's only been on the mediums. So
I don't know if you're watching Vance there. I was actually gonna make a comment as you were talking about avoiding the curb. It's the long sweeping uphill hander near the end of sector 3. I was going to say you need to stay off that inside curb, because if you just skim it, it's going to spin your car around. And I've seen Vance on his return back to the pits
I think he's
did just that. Oh, he's out of fuel, yeah. Well, he touched the inside curb and they nearly lost it. Yeah, these boys if they're going to try and compete against this 128.9, they're going to have to think about getting a move on, because I mean, one invalidated lap and they may not get another chance.
So
I mean, I was going to say these times are, I mean, they're a lot slower than what I would expect to see in Tier 1 naturally, but I would have liked to see that 128.9 come down a bit lower, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I'm not counting Onion Barge and Verk out yet, of course.
No.
Even Netluke, I'm sure, can go faster than that. I don't know how much without that toe he got, but he was slower through the first 2 sectors, and he gained all that time in the 3rd sector. So there is time to gain there still. So if he can improve that and he can get a decent exit, if he can match, I think if he gets a good exit out of the penultimate corner, then he should be good. So as we're on board here with Crimsonium, who made his appearance towards the latter half of Tier 2, I believe. I don't know if he raced last race, and I believe he did get some points. So let's see if he can replicate that here as he, in the very shiny blue Toro Rosso, comes across the line here. Is he gonna be? Yeah, he's pitting. So must have been validated. So I don't think he has time to go again though. So that's pretty unfortunate actually. As GK Project is on a lap right now, I think. Yeah, he should be. Let's see what he can do as well as oh, he hits that curb. Yeah, he's gonna go wide. Oh, and he is sideways and off the track, but he does keep it out of the wall. Yeah, I could see him. He turned in a little bit too early, and hopefully that's not an unsafe re-entry. Okay, that is good. Yeah, he waited.
Yeah, that's the curb, man. If you just touch that, you are gone.
Yeah, it's especially in this game. Like last game, people were talking about it. Like the curbs in the last game were pretty bad, but I mean you can still live with it. And this game, it's like, yeah, not really. You definitely don't want to be running on any of these curbs, especially some of them on the inside. Like one fine example in 2018, Spa through a Puon, the fast left-hander. If you run through that, run on that exit curb, like on the inside, that car is going sideways, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. So,
it's like Hungary as well. It's the uphill right. I can't remember what corner it is, but it's the slow right-hander in Hungary. The inside curb, it's the same thing. If you touch that, you're gone as well. But back to this action, and all these boys are giving themselves one shot here to try and take Netluke's pole.
Yeah.
So they're going to be wanting to try and get a clean lap and not invalidate it.
Yeah, Jeremy. I don't know if this is I think I don't know if he's on. Yeah, he's on a lap right now. I don't know if that was his lap though, but he's fourth fastest at the moment. I didn't see if he improved, but he's only less than 2/10 down on the pole time right now. So let's see what he can do. Actually, no, he's about 2/10 away from pole, so or 3/10 maybe. Did the math wrong. So let's see how he goes here. I'm not gonna go on board with him. I'm gonna be watching from the distance here because of the rev glitch. But also the top three are also on their outlap. Silver as well is actually starting. Yeah, Silver's on his lap as well right now, so we're gonna keep an eye on
Vance is
all
on
of
his
this.
lap as well.
Is he on softs? Yeah, he's on softs. So
Yeah.
see what he can do. He might not want to start on those tires though. I'm not too sure. Yeah, Jeremy's actually backed off, so he's already done his lap. So Silver's gonna be the first of these guys to, I think, do a lap. As NJJ is actually, yeah, towards the end of the lap there. As it's a little bit of understeer to that corner there. As Verk, Verk does not cross the line, so he's P2. He didn't get to cross the line in time. So yeah, that's unfortunate that he mistimed that. As don't know what Jeremy's going wide to let them all through. So yeah, so as I said, Silver's gonna be the first of these guys to do the lap. As Motocrosser goes fourth fastest, Crimsonian's 8th, Keyboard Magnuson's P10. So if somebody jumps him, he might be in a decent position. As Neth Luke has lost his lap. So Onion Barge does have a chance here to usurp pole position, unless Silver also has something to say about it. As so Adam goes P4 now for Red Bull. So bumps his teammate down another spot. Good qualifying from him. As Silver comes through the final corner here, let's see what he can do as he crosses the line here. Can he make it work? Is he going to go onto pole? He crosses the line, and that is P2 only by 7 milliseconds. Misses out on pole position. So now it's down to Onion Barge, who's approaching the final corner. So let's see what he can do as Matthias does get pole position, 128.6. And that is a very good lap from him. I did not notice he was on a lap. I apologize. As Onion Barge now claims it with a 128.2. That is a cracker of a lap from Onion Barge to claim pole position. And that, right towards the end, got exciting like we predicted. Wow. So that is a, oh, we're not done yet here either. Mosey's still on a lap here. I think he's in low ERS mode, so he's going to be pitting in. Edwards pitting in as well. So let's see if Qualthy is on his lap.
No, I think that's it, man. That's our grid.
Oh yeah, Qualthy's still
it's our top 3 anyway.
Yeah, Qualthy's got one more shot at it. Can he come off the back of the grid? He's going to cross the line, take a longer route to the line, and yeah, that is unfortunately P20 for him, but he will have free tire choice, so that is a good thing. So yeah, that's qualifying. Great job.
So we've got a Racing Point Haas sandwich up front.
Oh yeah.
Led by Williams of all cars.
So, so yeah, the toothpaste car, as I said I would call it, but Thimo's not here, so I can't really do that. Yeah, Onion Barge with absolutely cracking lap, 4/10 up on the, yeah, 4/10, 4.42 ahead of Matthias. So fantastic lap from Onion Barge, probably faster than some of the tier 1 laps you're gonna get. Unless we get Mr. Atrocity show up, or Speedy.
Well, 28.2, I reckon that'll get beat. I mean, when you see the guys in tier 1, Speedy and Atrocity, Rubens, you know, Cursed, Hugo.
And also Nick as well. But yeah, that
Danny
is the grid.
And Nick, yeah.
Yeah, that is the grid for now. Yeah, there's no penalties that I see here. So Onion Barge pole position, Matthias on the front row, Neth, Luke, and Silver on the second row. Verk subbing in for Vinny also there, and Adam on the third row, I believe, and then Motocrosser and Jeremy filling out that next row, and then I think Bance is P9 and NJJ P10. I think I saw, because the screen blacked out for me. But yeah, we should have a good race on our hands, I believe, Tipsy.
I hope so. Yeah.
So
We've got a couple of fast charger boys a bit further down the grid than we would expected, so expect to see them slowly march the way up ahead. And then we've got a kind of an interesting front row grid. Maybe some guys are maybe not so much used to being up that high. I guess we're going to find out what they're made of.
So yeah, that is yeah, that's going to be interesting to see the back, like you're saying here. That's actually I'm actually curious to see that. I know Vance could probably go quicker than that. He may say he is not good at this game, but that is a very big lie.
Yeah, I think what Vance is just basically suffering from today would be no practice.
Oh
I think
yeah.
he's literally just home from work, so I mean, you give him a bit of slack, I
Yeah, yeah,
think, but
just a bit, just a bit.
just a bit, just a bit.
So at the moment here, as we begin the formation lap here, if you are enjoying what you're seeing, I know we are, and it's just qualifying. Be sure to subscribe, like I said earlier, to the EGL channel. Check out the Twitch. Check out the previous VODs from Tier 2, Tier 1 to SRL, all that greatness. And especially last race, if you want to catch up on what's been happening, it has been very good. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to ask the chat if there's any performance issues that you're noticing, besides frame rate. Frame rate I tried to fix up a bit, but I mean, it's not too bad from what I'm seeing here. I don't see any stuttering, but I see, yeah, I see it all good. And as the almighty Kitsune says, be sure to smash the like button, like absolutely smash it.
Just smash it.
Smash it harder than my hopes and dreams have been smashed. But anyways, with that said,
The thing about quali is, I know some people maybe put a lot of importance to it. Yes, it can increase your chances of a race win. I get all that, but for me, I think from all of the racing I've done, I very
oh,
rarely
whoa,
get.
whoa, whoa! Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
Matthias just completely slid there. He actually took out a brake board. So,
Oh,
luckily, I think in that area, I figured something out. I don't know if the drivers know this, but if you see that crane there on the side, before that crane, you can brake. I think you brake around there. But yeah, if they don't know that, that's gonna hamper anyone without the racing line assist. But carry on. Sorry.
no, I was going to say for me, I've never been a really great qualifier, but I kind of better race pace, and so I think just because you're not in the top half of the grid doesn't mean your race is over. I mean, if you can be patient and just grind it, just slowly work your way up, be consistent in terms of your race pace, and just be patient. Don't force any passes in the first corner or the first lap. You can still set yourself up for a great finish. So, I mean, there's still all to play for at the moment.
Absolutely. As now the drivers are making their way to the grid. We should be going momentarily. So yeah, Force India in a good position here, or Racing Point, my bad, in a good position here. I think I've messed it up several times now. And also, I think, yeah, Red Bull also in a very good position. Onion Barge, of course, can bring home some good points for Williams. They did very well last season, or last race out here, as I'm not getting a good camera angle. Now we do have one as we get 3, 4, and 5 lights. And we are go here in Bahrain. Good start from Matthias, who almost launches off of it. Already passed Onion Barge as, oh, into the wall goes one Ferrari. And going up into the lead here, Onion Barge also under pressure from Silver. But Matthias gets into the lead. Yeah, there's a bit of contact there between the Racing Point and Williams. And the two Haas getting very close together. Vance all the way up into P6 already. Jeremy and Adam dropping down a bit. Jeremy making up, I think, something. But yeah, so far going wheel to wheel. Onion Barge and Matthias. Onion Barge on the inside gets the move done. Gets that position back. And now Silver might have a look at his brother as the Haas actually nearly gets past Nethluke. And Vance up into P5 now. In the back, there's some carnage. NJJ is the Ferrari that went off there into the wall, and GK Project making up positions as well, and Keyboard Magnuson also. Wow, that is a start.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Oh, we're going wide. We're going 5 wide or almost there. In the background is, I see Wimpy going into somebody there. I don't know what happened there. Crimsonia getting wide, and there's a lot of carnage in the background. Jesus, I think I'm seeing what you're seeing here. Wimpy, I think, yeah, Crimsonian going into each other there a bit. The two Renaults getting caught in it as well, and yeah, there's a lot of carnage in the background there. They were going almost 5 wide in there at one point. That is not what you want to be doing up there. So up front now, yeah, Matthias and Silver trying to make a charge back at Onion Barge. Matthias with an incredible start, but Onion Barge with the pace up turn 1, 2, and 3, getting the move done, and already making a gap.
Adam had a horrendous launch off the line, and he must have panicked because he was just getting swamped by cars, so he went for a dive. Yeah, he's coming into the pits to change his wing. He must have panicked to try to recover, and he went for a dive, and he hit Keyboard Magnuson, lost the position again. The subsequent corner, he went for another dive, and then it just started that whole chain reaction of carnage. So a bit of frustration from Adam, who's went from, I think, mid-grid to the last.
That is, yeah, that's not how the way you want to be driving. You want to keep it clean, keep it calm, as the two Renaults are fighting
Patience.
out here. But now they're stabilizing it a bit. So, as you were saying,
Yeah, I was just saying it literally goes in the face against what I was saying. Be patient and don't try and win it on the first lap. I mean, it's the same kind of thing we say all the time, but unfortunately, people just the red mist comes over them and they just go for it.
yeah, it's not something you can really blame somebody for, I would say. But at the same time, you do
No,
have to keep a level head when you're league racing, I believe. Especially in these circumstances, especially on the first couple of laps, as at the time, I think Verk made his way past Vance, who's back down to P6, but has made up 3 places off the start. Tats makes up 6 places and is up into the points at the moment for Mercedes. Quality made up a few places, kept himself clean there, I think. Wimpy also making up 6 places despite being caught up in that carnage. An enemy killer also. The big loser, of course, is Adam, who's went from a very good P6 all the way down to last place due
yeah,
to a little bit of a lapse of judgment from the sounds of it.
yeah, it was unfortunate for Adam. It's just self-inflicted. The reason he's 14 places down from where he's qualified. So, I mean, just learn from it basically and just be patient.
Yeah, meanwhile here we have the two brothers battling away. Silver getting past Matthias, and Matthias trying to has the DRS up the hill but is unable to do anything. Luke also in there. We have yellows in sector 3. I don't know what that's for. I think might have had a spin somewhere. Not too sure, but meanwhile Ben's still trying to apply some pressure to the second hats of Verk, while the other 3 are pretty much being left in the dust up front. The P2,
Wimpy's
3,
having a
and
good
4.
battle with Muzzy Gaming. Triton's hard to cut over you there. Went for a couple of overtakes there, but Muzzy Gaming's defending it pretty well. But Wimpy's come to race.
Oh yeah, last week he was doing fairly good last week. He got into a bit of a spin though, I think, as which kind of hampered him unfortunately. As that camera is not giving me anything. I apologize. There it is. Okay. He's got DRS now on Mosey, but not able to make much ground up at the moment. Since oh, he goes very deep on the brakes and makes up a lot of ground there. So we might be able to make something happen here.
Quaddy, I just got the tail end of it there. He was completely off track. Oh, and Quaddy spins at that most difficult corner on the track, and he's now parked on the inside.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I caught it and then I accidentally flipped away from it as yeah, Crimsonian and NJJ are gonna catch up there, and Keyboard Magnuson as well. But we're gonna go back up to the front here. At the moment,
Triton.
oh sorry.
Yeah, we're getting a couple of reports here. People would like if you can put the tires on the stream in terms of what tires people are on.
I most certainly can. Yeah. So that's something I forgot to look at. Yeah. It's half the grid on softs, half the grid on the mediums or hards at the moment. So at the moment, GK Project might be looking good here if he can make that, because he should be one-stopping easily. The other guys might not end up one-stopping; they might two-stop. I'm not sure if you can get those soft tires to the hards and do the one-stop on that. I've heard you might be able to, but I'm not entirely certain. So let's see. In the meantime, yeah, Crimsonian is getting past Quality there in the back, as Luke now has DRS on Matthias, and he is catching by a lot. So, and Vance is also falling off the back of Verk there, and is falling into the clutches of Jeremy actually, who's right on
I'm just running on board with Jeremy at the moment, and Vance seems to be, well, I don't know whether you would say struggling is the right word, but kind of his lack of practice is maybe just playing into the hands of Jeremy a little bit here, as he's in the DRS zone, and Vance is finding it a little bit difficult to get out of it.
Yeah.
I think whenever we come around to this final turn, Jeremy will probably get him. It's all going to depend on how he gets his run off the line here. Oh, his Vance is moving over to the... Is that a bit of a...
Oh, he's pitting already. They're both pitting. Yeah, they're going to be two-stopping then for sure. I think they're going to be going on to the mediums. So yeah, GK Project moves up now to P6 because of that. And so that pretty much obviates the undercut, or that cancels out the undercut. I mean, as Tats actually goes in as well and gets a speeding penalty, unfortunately. So, and he's on the mediums too. I think he had damage. So that's also gonna hamper his race. He's going on to the softs now. Should be able to go to the hards after that and then keep the two-stop working. But up front, yeah, it is looking very good.
Just wondering, do you think Matthias and Silver will be doing a bit of team orders here? And maybe because I noticed Matthias is kind of dropping back a little, just a fraction. And I wonder is he trying to hang back to hold off the Haas?
I would assume that the proper strategy might be to I don't know if he's actually I don't know if he's actually trying to stay behind on purpose, but because he is gaining with the DRS, but then
Yeah, he's gaining.
it
Yeah,
would probably be a little bit smarter since Silver does seem to have some pace. Matthias also seems to have pace too, but it seems like they're fairly even on pace, in fact. But if Neth Luke starts catching them, then I think it would be wiser for whoever's behind to start holding the other one up. As yeah, we do lose Adam again for the second week in a row. Unfortunately, that's pretty gutting. Yeah. So.
I mean, I made reference to that in the qualifying last week. We lost both Red Bulls
Oh, as
by
into the
lap
pit. Sorry
13.
to interrupt you. Matthias is going to be pitting first from behind. He might be trying to undercut his teammate. I'm not too sure, but Verk.
Yeah,
Oh dear,
or maybe
Verk. Verk also just gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. So yeah, sorry. Continue.
yeah, maybe Matthias and Silver are maybe going to do a split strategy. Matthias going to go for the 2-stop, Silver for the 1-stop. I guess we'll find out shortly to see whenever Silver does pit. But Silver does like to run it pretty long on the tires, as we've seen last season in Brazil. So it's pretty crafty when it comes to the tire work. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Silver maybe try to go for the 1-stop.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I think yeah, Onion Barge is on the wheel, so the tire wear shouldn't be that bad. But meanwhile, yeah, Mosey Gaming also pits. Vance is meanwhile on the back of Motocrosser and does get the move done. Going side by side up turn 3. Is he going to make it work on the brakes? He should. He has the superior tire grip at the moment. But yeah, Motocrosser does get the switchback on him almost. But then Vance does have the inside here, which does convert to the outside, but he does manage to get ahead there. So good racing from them two there real quick. Jeremy did also manage to get ahead of Vance and is well ahead of him now from what we've seen. So I think Vance might have gotten held in the pits for a bit. As Matthias is now trying
Enemy
to get
Killer seems to be struggling. Enemy Killer seems to be struggling at the moment in terms of just making it around these corners.
Yeah, I can see his front wing.
He has got front wing damage,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see it there. Like the whole chunk of it is missing right there, so it might be yellow. Might be trying to hang on. As Silver also does get a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that is not what he needs, and that is gonna play right into the hands of Nethluke and Burke. So yeah, I think yeah.
And they're definitely not doing the split strategy now that he's come in for lap 6. So both maybe going for the 2-stop.
Oh yeah, definitely. Silver is on soft tires, and Matthias is on the mediums. So different strategies. That's going to play interestingly into the hands. As yeah, we got Mosey Gaming down the inside of Martha Kraken. As they wheel bang a bit. Mar does not leave him much space there on the inside. That was a bit naughty. Now Matthias is going to be trying to make his way past him with the superior tires. Let's see if he can make it work on the brakes as he lunges it down around the outside, but he does not have that superior line there. As now Edward is trying to get his way in there as well. Matthias gonna have to hang back here and play it safe. Yeah, and we got yellows in sector 2 now. I don't see what that's for, as again he's trying to work his way around the outside. Mosey dictating the line though, since he is ahead. So we'll see how this works out now. Yeah, this is not playing well, and as Edward nearly takes all of them out by going very wide there. Luckily, no damage done there. Jeremy is also, he did put in the fastest lap there earlier. He's catching up to this field as well. This is all playing into the hands of Onion Barge, so he's got clear air. He can just keep going. It seems like he's not losing much pace, as yeah, now Matthias around the outside there, as there's a slow Haas there. I think Nethluke might have, what's happened to Nethluke? Does he have an engine failure? Something is wrong. I don't. Does he have a puncture? Well, what's wrong here? Yeah, he has a puncture, I think. Yeah, his tire blew. What happened?
What?
Yeah, his rear left is blown. Yeah, he is limping his way to the pits. I don't know how he got a puncture.
How did he get a puncture lap with 6 laps on his softs?
Yeah, he might have been pushing those way too hard. I'm not sure, but yeah, that is his race almost over. That is really, really shocking. My goodness, yeah, that nearly. I was gonna say that was a. I thought he had like a piston failure or something. Shout outs to Milos. As Mar the Kraken kind of pulls a Sebastian Vettel and tries to fight down the inside very hard and spins out on that corner there. It's very easy to lose the traction there. So yeah, not working out too well here for him, as he with wing damage as well. really struggling here. Now Bance is going to catch up to him, I think, fairly easily, as he and Motocross have been going at it for the past few laps. So yeah, it is all taking off here. So we'll see what's happening here up front now. Matthias still ahead of his team, of his brother, and catching up to Wimpy. And
I don't know if Bans is feeling a bit of the pressure here from Motocrosser because he's misjudging some of these corners, which is not characteristic like Bans. Motocrosser, of course, on the faster compound. If Bans can keep him behind just long enough, eventually the medium tire, of course, will become a bit more superior and he should start to stretch those legs on him.
yeah, and he will have the benefit of DRS right now from Mar the Kraken,
Yeah.
from that will help him defend. But yeah, the tire advantage is swinging in the favor of Motocrosser at the moment, who might also get a slingshot off of him, as Silver now putting in some pace here with the fastest lap, and might catch up to his brother. So depending on what happens, it might be wise for them to not hold each other up. As Onion Barge pits and comes out on hard tires, so he's going to be trying the one stop right behind Wimpy. Is Wimpy going to actually go for something here? No, he's not. That's very wise of him, as yeah,
well, I believe Bans has got front wing damage, so that's kind of maybe why some of these corners are a little bit struggling for him.
yeah, let's take a look here. I don't see anything major, so it might not be that bad, but yeah, there might be that going on, as they do both get past Mar the Kraken. I did not see that. My apologies. I was taking a look there at what was happening with Wimpy and Onion Barge, who is now back.
Oh, we got Quaddies off the back again.
Oh dear, yeah, he's struggling out there at the moment. I can see in P19. But at the moment, let's see what's happening. Keyboard Magnuson's on the back of Crimsonian, who's on the back of Tats. So we'll keep an eye on that, as yeah, Matthias and Silver are both caught up to Wimpy, yeah, and Matthias is gonna try and have a look there, I think. Yeah, he's alongside him now. Let's see who breaks later here. It might be wise for him to stay back, as yeah, the two racing points are right on the back of each other, as I think Silver's gonna let Matthias through. Not sure actually. No, they go side to side here. Matthias is gonna get boxed in. Silver's gonna get the better run there. They're gonna go 3 wide here down the back straight now. And now, oh, okay, they both get past Wimpy. They're gonna go side to side into turn 1. Yeah, I think Silver with the superior tire grip at the moment gets past and is up ahead. But Wimpy and yeah, Matthias will have DRS, so let's see what he can do.
Oh, that's a fantastic move by Bans. That was almost like a Daniel Ricciardo confidence on the brakes with the front wing damage. Motocrosser got the pass done before the last turn, and Bans came back at him on the turn 1 and got a fantastic on the brakes. Real confidence from Bans on the brakes, especially when you consider his front wing damage, and he is just frustrating Motocrosser at the moment.
Absolutely. Now, meanwhile, up front, now this is where the tire strategy is going to come into play here. Is it Onion Barge on the one stop, which theoretically should be better, is enough to hold off Silver, because he is catching him very quickly here on these 3-lap old stop tires compared to the somewhat, they should be warmed up by now, but the hard tires. Gap's already down to 1.79, and is going, yeah, 1.6 almost now, as Silver's just got that much of a grip advantage, as well as Wimpy does get a time penalty there. So still on the back of the two brothers, but starting to fade away in the background here, as Burke has also got to catch up to him. So give it a couple more laps, as Mar the Kraken does get his first time penalty as well. So let's see how this goes here for Silver. He will have to get past and make a bit of a gap if he wants this to work, and hopefully wear out some of Onion Barge's tires, or his tires out a bit here. So meanwhile, let's look in the back here. Motocross is still keeping Bans honest, and Jeremy running a very solid race at the moment in P7. So he's picking up the slack from where he got really unlucky last race with the wing damage I think he got from lap 1. So
yeah, I think Motocrossers' tires are pretty much reaching the cliff now, and Bans is really taken off as predicted. You know, we expected that anyway, considering he's on the medium tire. But it's looking pretty tasty at the moment for the Williams boys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I
Um,
failed to realize GK Project is subbing for Thimo, but so there won't be any team point constructor points, but it's in general just the Williams guys. Yeah, like you're saying, have been looking good. As now to butt in here, yeah, Onion Barge is gonna be coming under pressure here soon from Silver because he is catching him very quickly on these tires.
Enemy Killer's got, from my knowledge, 2 5-second penalties at the moment.
Oh dear. So that's not gonna help him. It seems like he is not running much straight line speed, or something might be. The engine might be overheating for Silver because he is not making up much ground on the straights. And he's going to need that, because he's going to need that DRS, otherwise he's not going to be able to get this overtake done entirely on his own, I don't think, because these tires are going to start to hit the cliff soon. So, meanwhile, Vance is catching up to his teammate, who is on 11-lap old hard tires. Edward is driving a fairly decent race at the moment, so we will see. Onion Motocrosser is still within DRS of him, though, not really doing much at the moment with it, but is keeping him honest, and he will have to pit soon, so he might get the undercut on him naturally.
Crimsonian went for a gap there that didn't exist, and nearly lost it against Tats.
Dear, you got like we've been saying, you got to keep it a bit more controlled than that. Keyboard Magnussen on the hards is catching up to him as well. Unfortunately, since he is on a keyboard, yeah, the tire temperatures are just going to be absolutely oh, and he goes right into that is. Ooh, okay, yeah, that was a bit of a misjudge, but he does give him that position back. Yeah, I think you saw what happened there. A bit late on the brakes. Now he's going to be under pressure from Keyboard Magnussen, who is going to try and find a gap here. As yeah, now he does get the move cleanly there, but yeah, I'm sure Tats is not going to enjoy that. As yeah, he loses 2 positions.
It seemed like Tats lifted off and let Crimsonian pass.
I'm not. Yeah, actually, I'm not too sure what happened there, but yeah, I don't think he saw Keyboard Magnussen though, because he just slotted his way through and said, "Thank you very much. I'll have that position." And yeah, now he's going to be under pressure, or he's going to be pressurizing Crimsonian as GK Project finally pits for the hard tires, which should get him to the end. He's going to be P9, P10, something like that. But he does not have to pit again, and there are some guys ahead of him who definitely have to. As somebody just went into the pit side. I think that was Keyboard Magnussen. So Tats now with the DRS going to be trying to make his way past there. As now Jeremy gets past Wimpy, I believe, there for P5 on the track, as Crimsonian does get a time penalty there to be added to his final race time. And now Jeremy's going to be trying to mount a charge towards Burke, who is 2.9 behind or ahead of him, and going to be suffering from some tire degradation. And now up front, Silver on the soft tires is 6/10 behind Onion Barge. Going to be closing in on him for the for this P1, but it's not going to be a net P1 because Silver does have to do one more pit stop in a couple laps time.
He's also got a time penalty as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. He does have a 5-second time penalty. Onion Barge, as far as I'm aware, does not have any.
But if he can get the move done on Onion Barge, then potentially he can hold him up a bit for Matthias to catch up.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So yeah, the slipstream is working. The DRS is working. He's not gonna go for that far back, as I say. That's he does have a look maybe to put him off a bit. Yeah, but now here he is with a decent launch off the turn 1, 2, 3. But yeah, again, Onion Barge seems to have the superior straight line speed. So
Motocrosser's going for a pass on Vance at turn 1. Vance gives him plenty of space, and he just backs out of it.
GK Project is there as well. Don't let that fool you. He is on hard tires. Oh dear, as Enemy Killer retires now, so we've lost our second driver, unfortunately. So
yeah, he had about 10 seconds of time penalties, so I'm not surprised.
UK Project is in a very good position here, but he's going to get held up by these two, and especially by Motocrosser, since he's right behind him. And these two have to stop again. He does not. So also Jeremy, Burke, Matthias, and Silver all have to. So he might be in a net P2, but he might not have the gap he needs for that to be extremely effective. It will be it will work, but it might not work as well as he would like. So meanwhile, Vance.
Yeah, Motocrosser's really struggling at the moment for rear end grip. Those tires are absolutely cooked.
Oh yeah, I can see them. I can see the rears from here. It might not be you
Oh,
might not be able to see them on stream, but seeing a bit of some tearing or some blistering, which oh,
oh.
I thought he no, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought it looked like from that angle that he lost the rear end a bit, but
Yeah, no, it did. I think he caught it again. He's gonna have to come in.
yeah,
He's gonna lose this.
lap 9 on those. Yeah, that's about the end point of it, end of its life. So
Maybe a
yeah,
bit late, I think.
yeah, he is coming in right now. So
But I mean, that doesn't make anything easier for GK projects because he's also got bands ahead of him now.
yeah, meanwhile here, Silver did have a look there. I nearly missed that on Onion Barge on 8 lap old tires. His are looking very good. I think he is managing it, but he is better off to save his ERS at the moment. Yeah, Onion Barge is looking a bit slow. He might be. I mean, Silver does seem to have the pace on these tires, even though they should be worn out at this point. So maybe these hards are not the best. Oh, as Onion Barge goes wide there, does not get a really good exit there. Silver's going to have the DRS, but again, the straight line speed might come into effect, but he does have a proper slipstream now. He's going to pull to the inside here, and he's going to feed it down the inside. Onion Barge, he does give him space as he guts the corner there, so he's definitely got a penalty, or a warning for that at least. But yeah, a bit sloppy there, but now Onion Barge feeding it around the outside, and they touch. Oh, and Silver is around and off the track. Oh, and he's going to go into his teammate. No, he's not. And that is not how we wanted it to go. That is very hard racing. I am not too sure about who's at fault there. I think that's just
No,
an
I was
unfortunate
I was on board with Silver there. I don't think there's anyone at fault as such.
Yeah.
Whenever Silver went for the initial pass, he cut the corner a little bit, although he didn't get a penalty, and then he ran wide. Probably his tires got a bit of dirt on them, and then whenever you need your grip for that uphill right-hander, as we were saying, he just didn't have any grip, and he had nowhere to go because he had the Onion Barge right on his inside, squeezing him. So, I mean, racing into him more than anything for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. That looked like a really hairy scenario, and meanwhile he does pit because those tires are probably cooked off now. What little grip he had left on them are most likely gone, and now Jeremy is going to exit the pits. Let's see where Verk is coming out here. Is he actually going to be ahead of him? Yeah, Jeremy is ahead of Verk, who also does have a 5-second penalty. I don't know if Jeremy has any yet or not, but he is so far driving very well, and he should catch up to GK Project soon. And Vance is also going to have to pit, so Jeremy might be on for a podium here, because Edward also does have to pit still as well. But yeah, Verk on the 1 lap younger tires is right on the back of him, but let's see if he can hold him off there. So in the meantime, Vance now starting to catch up to Edward, who does also still have to pit. They both have to pit, so hopefully they don't stack each other, as Marla Kraken gets a speeding penalty, unfortunately. So, I think I mentioned it last week, but they changed it, so now you don't get a stop-go for speeding, you just get a time penalty, which simplifies it, I guess. So, that is an interesting thing.
There's a great little battle for 15th at the moment between Crimsonium and Tats. They keep swapping positions almost literally corner after corner, and Crimsonium did a fantastic pass on the outside off, what was that, what, 1, 2, 3, turn 3 I think it was. So I mean, these two guys are fair game for each other. 2 laps tires on the hard, so they're going at it hard, although I think Crimsonium is starting to stretch the gap now on him. If Tats can finish this race, then he will have bettered his previous result as off a DNF last race. But yeah, I think Crimsonium is really starting to stretch the gap on him now.
Yeah, they do have. Yeah, I think you mentioned it. They have the same tires, so this should be. You said even game. Yeah, this should most definitely be even game. As Edward now is the first McLaren into the pits. He pits and he exits P11, and he's on medium tires here, just behind Motocrosser, and ahead of Net Luke, who is going side by side with him. Oh dear, this is close, but he's gonna have DRS now. So does Edward. Oh dear, I paused the game, and now we're going side by side here up into turn 4. Tries to feed around the outside. He might have the better grip there, and I think he doesn't. Yeah, he does not get that. Edward holds on very well. So now he's got to push as hard as he can because and JJ still has to pit as well. So Edward should be in the points. And Silver actually already pitted. So, but yeah, he lost a lot of time from that mistake, unfortunately. So he's just gonna have to push as hard as he can now. And Matthias.
GK Project has caught up the back of Vance at the moment, Triton. So coming down to the final corner, he's going to get the DRS on him.
Yeah, I think Vance is going to be pitting soon anyways, so
Yeah.
in fact probably this lap to go on to another set of them.
No,
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 he's not. He's going
staying
again.
right.
Yeah, this is going to be should be a simple pass for, yeah, I can't ride on board with him there. He's got the revving glitch. So yeah, it should be a decent pass. Vance is not going to really defend it too hard. And GK Project around down the inside he goes. Vance makes a bit of contact with him, but I think that was a fair game there as Silver puts in the fastest lap at the moment. He should be getting that extra point.
Yeah, Bans is just playing it smart there. As I was saying, I mean, off stream earlier, that you need to know when to pick your fights. And Bans knew with his 13 lap old tires, there's no point fighting GK projects whenever he's struggling them, himself for tire grip. So it's just as easier just to let him pass. Don't lose too much time and focus on your own race.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while all that was going on, Net Luke around the outside of turn 1, which converts to the inside of turns 2, and then on the exit of turn 3 gets the move done on Edward, as Wimpy is all over the back of Motocrosser, showing some very good pace. I'm not sure if Motocrosser has damage or anything, but he seems to be struggling, and Wimpy is taking full advantage of that. So, a bit twitchy at the moment, but he is still going there. Motocrosser now is pulling the gap. I think Wimpy made a bit of a mistake there, but he's still running in a very good position, P9. So that's 2 points. Should be looking good for him. As Silver now, after pitting, Burke is past him, Jeremy's past him, and his brother, of course, is past him. And GK Project as well is ahead of him. So, meanwhile, Matthias also, Vance goes into the pits actually. So, Matthias right now P3. Jeremy is going to be trying to work his way up to him, as Matthias is also catching up to the back of GK Project, while Onion Barge has a 22-second gap to P2.
Yeah, Luke's going for a move on Wimpy on turn the main straight there, Triton. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Wimpy without any DRS, but no, Wimpy's gonna dive on the brakes.
Oh, he's fighting it.
Controlling it, yeah, that's a very good, might be a very good move here, and on the inside here, but, yeah, oh, they bang wheels a bit, and Luke does have the superior, grip at the moment on these, even though they're worn, it seems that the mediums are working a little bit better than the hards at the moment, so.
Yeah, but I mean, that's good to see that from Wimpy. Wimpy's not just rolling over and letting these guys pass him. He's putting up a good fight, and it was good. It was good and fair. And Wimpy's been grinding Bahrain, I think, all day for sure, maybe all week. And
oh
so
yeah,
it's
definitely. His time
showing,
trial times. Yeah, I should mention. Yeah, you and I were talking about his time trial times are faster than some of us. And he has been showing a lot of improvement.
Assists do play.
Yeah, but we'll give him we're gonna give him the credit still. We gotta let him have it.
Definitely give him the credit. He's grinding it and he's improving. So and like I said, it's more the on. I rate sort of racecraft over raw speed more than anything, and me personally. And the fact that he was able to put up a fight there with Luke and it was pretty much clean, I think that's a great thing to see from Wimpy. So
absolutely. As Matthias now on the back of GK Project just puts in the fastest lap down the inside he goes. Should be a simple move. And yeah, GK Project gives him the space there on those harder tires. Not going to have much grip to fight that. But now he does have DRS on the run down to turn 4 as he's still over revving. But yeah, Matthias is far enough ahead for that to not be much of a worry. Now he's got to spend the next 10 laps, I think, watching out for Jeremy, who's on 4-lap old mediums and going to be catching up very soon. Because the tire grip is going to be there in Jeremy's favor. 4 seconds now is the gap, 4.5. So, meanwhile, Keyboard Magnussen pits again. I think.
Oh! Sorry, yeah, Crimsonium went for a move on NJJ. And from my view, it looked like a very late decision to defend from NJJ, and there was a bit of contact from Crimsonium, but nothing too serious. Although it was NJJ's coming back at him.
Yeah, it was nearly a good move. Crimsonium did invite him to go around the outsides. NJJ does take advantage of that, but yeah, it was just a bit too far back, and backs out of that smartly. So.
Oh, Quaddy's off again.
Oh dear, he is just struggling.
Yeah, Quaddy's struggling big time today.
And now, oh dear, here comes, I think that's Matthias. So. Oh dear, I clicked the wrong thing. My apologies. So, excuse me. Yeah, meanwhile,
Yeah, should you try it?
thank you. Onion Barge is just pretty much run away with this race here. Matthias, I don't think he's gonna make up 23 seconds in a couple laps.
We've got a McLaren and a Ferrari side by side. Wimpy and Edward. Wimpy's got the move. Well, it's secured the position, but Wimpy or Edward's on for him. So,
Vance on the soft tires puts in the fastest lap of the race. Wow, yeah, okay, so he's going. Wimpy is going very well. He's at P8 now and is past him there. But Vance is going to be catching these two fairly quickly, I would assume. Especially Wimpy, who's on the hard tires. Because you can already see he's already made up with that much ground on that. That might have just been him going for the... He might have been trying to do that because he wants to go on the softs for that fast lap. And get that point. Or take it from maybe one of the racing points.
More the Kraken's off.
Aha, dear, him as well. Yeah, he's been struggling as well, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, it seems to be that corner I was talking about, that uphill right-hander. I mean, it's so easy to just skim that curve because it's a fine line. If you don't get the racing line, nailed, then you're going to run out wide and get a time penalty. So it's just judging that, and if you just run too close to that curve, it just spits you back out. And so we've seen a couple of guys get suffering from that at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, watching Jeremy here, he's 2.8 now behind GK Project, and he's going to be wanting to try and catch that as soon as possible because this is for the podium. GK Project putting in a very great performance. I'm going to check the.
I think if Jeremy can get on the podium, I think he'd be pretty chuffed with himself, and he should be because I don't think he's done much practice. So P4 initially already is a really great result for him, but if he can get on the podium, I mean, that's going to give him so much more confidence after DNFing last week.
Reading the comments here, Mr. Kitsune says this race is too clean, not enough yeeting for my liking. So yeah, guys, step it up. I mean, and
I mean, the yeeting, it makes it pretty exciting for the people watching. But if we were to be, really strict, we don't want any yeeting. We want clean, hard racing. But
absolutely,
I mean, you can't deny that a bit of yeeting, as she would say, is a bit of exciting.
I mean, you can go back and watch lap 1. There's a lot of yeeting there that you may find enjoyable. Also, I see Milos is reveling in his free podium that he may be getting into SRL. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be there, so less of a challenge for him. Anyways, or also maybe for tier 1. Maybe for tier 1 he might be getting it. But yeah,
Netlux setting up a move on Tats here, so he is. Tats seems to be struggling on those hards. Yeah, and Netlux on fresh. Oh yeah, it's gonna be straightforward here, straight past, no problem.
Absolutely, yeah. Meanwhile, Vance starting to catch up to his teammate and Wimpy, who are battling still. Edward exceeds. Gets a 105-second penalty for that.
Did you see that? Yeah,
I saw something.
I mean, he just jumps right across the corner. I mean,
I would assume a 3-second penalty, but not. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the track limits are a thing. As there's quality moving out of the way for them. He's gonna move. We gotta move again for Vance. We might give him DRS though, actually, so that might help. He did not give him DRS, unfortunately. Yeah, he's moving there. Very good from Quality to manage his surroundings like that. And meanwhile, we'll see the overall gaps here. Yeah, Jeremy is within 1 second of GK Project for that final podium position. So strategy might be backfiring on GK Project a bit here, but at the same time, Jeremy, has been driving very well, and with a few laps left, this should be looking good for him.
I think Triton, we're going to see a little bit of interesting dynamic soon between 9 and 10, Vance and his teammate Edward, because most people know me and Vance have been a long-term teammates. So
that's not the only thing long-term, if I may say.
But if this was us, me and him, now the way we would probably work this, I would have a couple of goes at the Ferrari, and if I couldn't catch him, and Vance is right behind me on the fresh super softs or the fresh softs, then I would just let Vance go. So we'll see how this is going to work out between Edward and Vance at the moment. But Edward's really pushing on Triton, so
yeah. I mean, it would be smart to just let Vance go if Vance does catch up to him. Wimpy is holding his own ground very well indeed, showing a very good drive. And so far, yeah. Oh, sorry.
But just to touch on that, what I'm saying, the reason why it's an interesting strategy to do that, because if Edward can't get the pass done on Wimpy, then if he lets his teammate pass on a superior, faster tire, and then can keep up with Bance, whenever Bance goes for the pass, if Edward is in on it, he can then get the jump on Wimpy too. So, you can use your teammate by letting him pass, actually helps you pass the guy in front. It's just being about, being clever with working with your teammate and actually using them as well.
Yeah, it's as you do not know, Formula One is definitely a team game as much as it is a racing, or about racing and a championship on the line. Meanwhile, Jeremy gets a very good launch off of GK Project, who was desyncing for me, but hopefully not for Jeremy. And should get a good exit here if he can off this final corner, as GK Project hits the inside curb, so that's not going to help him. Now Jeremy should have a very good launch here for this final podium position. Aussie Gaming gets a penalty now, and now here he comes now with the slipstream and the DRS, and he's going to be defending on the inside. GK Project, as Jeremy has already pretty much passed him, and down the inside he goes. Well done to Jeremy. Now he's just got to hold on for several more laps with those tires, which should be still good, in good condition. And he's got to get away though from GK Project, who's got another run on him with the DRS, but is unable to catch him there. So, meanwhile up here, yeah, Wimpy and Edward beginning to fight there. They're going side by side, clouding the curb a bit with Edward, and now Wimpy gonna be probably a sitting duck here with the DRS, unless he can plunge later on the brakes here. Let's see what happens here, as down the inside goes Edward. Wimpy tries to feed around the outside. Vance catching up to the two of them. They're wheel banging a bit and giving each other absolutely no room as they go through the second sector here. Very snaily section where it's not really easy to overtake. Going towards the very tight turn 8. Can he get it done? Oh, they hit each other, and Vance hits the back of him. And did he lose wing there? Hopefully Vance did not lose wing, otherwise he's not going to be happy with his teammate as they bang wheels again. Puts Wimpy off the track, Edward, and Wimpy gets a 5-second penalty for that, which is really unfortunate, as that's a ghost. Okay, good. I was going to say that's not very smart for Mar the Kraken to retire there on the track when there's a battle going on there. So, yeah, meanwhile Vance is probably shaking in his seat at the moment with what's going on here. Yeah, he's got to back off there, Wimpy. Very close to him. He has to let off the accelerator if he wants to keep that going now. And also Vance's tires are going to be getting worn now, actually, because this is lap 6 on those softs, and I believe he has...
Yeah, Vance is going to want to get this move done right now. This is whenever he needs to do it. He needs to get this pass done.
Yeah, Wimpy gets another 5-second penalty there for... The first one I think might be removed since he got forced off. And I did catch that, so I might we might have a look at that. As yeah, now Wimpy's gonna have another look down the inside. Vance is going for 3 wide into turn 1. Vance clouding the curve as well. Edward keeps it around, and oh my goodness. Wimpy now behind Edward, but he's gonna have DRS now, and so is Vance. Wimpy gonna be making his way past here. Now, is Vance gonna get past his teammate here? He's not going to be able to. He's too far back here. This is absolutely frustrating.
He needs to, work with Vance here and trying to hold up Wimpy, or.
I don't think there are any team orders going on here, though, unfortunately. Edward...
No, there's not. You can see it.
Yeah, Edward is not really... I don't think Vance and Edward know each other too well. I mean, it's different from, like, you and I, or you and I with him. As I would probably have let Vance go if that were me. Or definitely you would, like you were saying. But, yeah, Vance having to fall back here a bit. He's going to have to fight another day, but he will hopefully be able to... manage that.
Although in saying that, Triton, Vance doesn't really need to pass these two guys. All he has to do is just stay behind them, because they've both got multiple penalties. I don't think Vance has any, so he's going to get the position anyway. It's jeopardized his race to catch up even further.
Another one as Neth Luke retires, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's twice now Edward's cut that corner. I mean, how can you cut that corner?
I don't know, honestly. Go back to it here. As GK Project is still within the DRS of Jeremy. I don't know if he has a penalty or not. I don't know if Jeremy has one or not.
What?
Now Vance here has a go on Edward. Edward goes to the inside, doesn't really defend it. Wimpy goes to the inside there and
What's Wimpy doing?
overshoots
What
it.
is that?
I don't know why he would go there. He was in no danger. Now Vance gets past both of them. And oh, he comes back onto the track and knocks Edward's front wing off. So that was not a very safe re-entry for Wimpy. Yeah, so Edward is going to be slow now. And yeah, not very polite from Mr. Wimpy. But yeah, he's hanging on by a thread here. Edward does have all those penalties, so it would not have mattered anyways. But yeah, this is getting really
I mean, that
intense.
was, yeah.
The battle for the points, yeah, going off, and Crimsonian did make up ground, so he might actually catch up to Edward there. So on penalties, I mean, which might help him, as Silver is now within DRS of GK Project. So Silver making his ground back up. He does have a 5-second penalty, I believe, though. So, and he does have the superior tires to him as well, similar to Jeremy. And Berg is 2 seconds behind, so he might have to make something happen, because otherwise he's going to get jumped by both of them. So, and up front, Onion Barge did lose out some time to Matthias, but it's not going to matter, because Matthias is on better tires, and not the better strategy, I would say, because I mean Onion Barge pretty much had the strategy down, and proves that the one-stop is absolutely possible. The tires don't look too bad. As well, so very commanding drive from him, I would say.
I mean, there's what, just about 1.5 laps to go. I really hope Jeremy can hold off GK Projects, just for Jeremy's confidence more than anything, because he's a bit hard on himself sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if he just keeps his cool, this is the kind of stuff he can do. Because I mean, I think he's a professional kart racer at the moment.
Oh,
and it does show. He does show flashes of his expertise. It's just the temperament lets him down. So I really hope Jeremy can hold on for this.
Definitely, yeah. Here, meanwhile, Wimpy is still keeping within the back of Vance here. That's probably the tire wear showing its effect here. Yeah, Vance's tires are absolutely totaling themselves now. So meanwhile, Onion Barge is on the final lap now. And Wimpy with the DRS, is he going to have a look at Vance? Is he actually going to go for that? No, he's not. Vance controls that line there. So yeah, we got a lot to watch here towards the end here now. Silver having a run on GK Project for that P4. And is he going to make the move stick? He's going to go late on the brakes. Oh no, he might actually go into the back of Jeremy. And Jeremy does see him and does not turn in. So that was very close. Silver a little bit late on the brakes than he should have been. Because that would have been a dive and a half on Jeremy. But at the same time, I don't know what he could have done here as... yeah,
it was good awareness by Jeremy. Oh, and Silver connects.
And Silver does hit him. And yeah, that's
He's lost it.
So that's put GK Project back in this now for that. And now Silver loses it again for the second time. And Verky gets past now. And so now Silver is going to be definitely P6 with that 5-second penalty. But yeah, now GK Project did lose out now to Jeremy. So he's holding on now as... okay, now I'm going to keep an eye out here as Wimpy and Vance are going side by side. Wimpy, is he going to get past Vance? Vance is struggling heavily with the tires. And yeah, he does. So... yeah, wow. Okay, great job from Wimpy there, as now across the line goes Onion Barge to win the Bahrain Grand Prix, but we're not done yet here. We got Wimpy and
Vance and Wimpy
still battling, yeah. Matthias is probably going to come a comfortable P2, and let's see if Vance can fight this back. I mean, he probably won't, because he's got penalties. Wimpy's got a handful of them, as Matthias in the final lap gets that fastest lap for Racing Point. So... good job from him. He's probably saving up, and it worked out for him there. So Boutley finishes 2 laps down, and let's see. Yeah, Jeremy does claim that podium. GK Project and Silver actually does jump Verk, so Verk had penalties too. So P5 for Silver still, which could have been potentially a P4, but unfortunately these things happen in racing, as Milos would say. These things happen, and next race will be the best one. So meanwhile, Wimpy on track, P8, with some great and some questionable driving, but I mean, yeah, that's an unserved penalty there. So P9 for Wimpy. Okay, so fantastic job from him. I will hand that to him, showing the improvement we were talking about as the 2 McLarens finish there. Edward does get jumped though by Crimsonium with all those penalties. So Crimsonium, after getting damage lap 1, makes it work and gets P10. So good job to him.
I mean, Onion Marge did a great job. He basically just followed on from what Aaron did last week with the pole and race win and leading all the way. Onion Barge did give Aaron quite a run for his money last week on the one stop. Aaron really had to fight for it, but in the end, of course, he got it. So Onion Barge is just basically doing a repeat of what he did last week on pole and race win. But we have to announce a driver of the day, Triton, and I know it would be pretty easy to give it the Onion Barge.
It would be.
But I think just me personally, and you can go against it if you wish. If you want to give it the Onion Barge, I mean, I get it. I go with that.
I want to hear what you
personally.
Say first.
I personally would give it to Jeremy because
that's what I was thinking as well. Actually,
I mean, man, like I said before, he shows flashes of his talent, but it's just things happen to him on track, and it really demotivates him. And whenever you see that result, he done a good job in qualifying, and he just kept his head. Some clever moves, some good race pace, some being patient, and he gets himself third place after holding off GK Projects and Silver as well. For me, I personally would want to give it to Jeremy. That's just my shout.
Yeah, it was between Jeremy and Onion Barge. I wasn't too sure, and since you say Jeremy as well, I'm gonna have to go with that as well, because I mean,
I think it's not to cut off. I think a driver of the day shouldn't be just the guy who's the fastest. It should be the guy who shows fantastic.
That's what
racing, just
like
racing knowledge, a bit of racing craft, and you know, a guy who's last who does a fantastic job to get to like 12th. Well, I mean, that guy should have equal shout of getting driver of the day, not just the guy that leads from the front. And for me, the outstanding one that's shown the most was Jeremy in terms of how he kept his cool and got a third place, because it isn't easy against this crop of drivers. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, so that's I'm gonna have to agree with that. So Jeremy is probably gonna be our driver of the day. Onion Barge will get an honorable mention. I'll also give an honorable mention to GK Project. I mean, from P13 on that one-stop strategy to P4, that's a masterclass almost. That almost worked out. That was a very good performance from him. So shout out to both of them. We're gonna have Onion Barge come in for a interview, and we're also gonna have I'm gonna try and get Jeremy in here as well. Not him, not Mr. Benz.
Should we maybe do them just one-on-one?
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, I guess Benz is gonna be in here, because I'm not gonna be able to get rid of him. Hello, Mr. That Benz.
You did try and move me out then.
I did, because
wow.
I don't like people who come P9 in the chat, so, you know.
P8 actually.
P8, oh yeah, P8, sorry, yeah. People who come P8 aren't allowed in here, so.
Is that right?
Yeah, in a McLaren.
A moment ago was P9 on the ladder, now it's P8.
I don't know, man. It's gotta be P8. But how was the race for you?
You know, didn't quit.
Oh, that's epic. That's a victory in itself.
Triton, you'd know something about that, I think.
Oh, yeah, FR.
For coming so snarky at me. Alright.
Okay.
I can't move Milos in, but he's my race engineer, so...
We're not having him in this time, sorry.
Yes, you are. Move him in. Beam him up.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think so.
Okay, fine. Let's move. Okay, this is the last time we're doing this. Hello, Mr.
What do you mean? This is the last time we're doing this. Who put you in charge anyway?
You're not a commander here. You're not a...
Okay, Mr. Benotto. How was Mr. That Benz's race?
I mean, it was unbelievable from the pit crew guys. So we told them to get the front wing to replace it on the first pit stop after we had some collisions on lap 1. And the man changing the front wing will not be named. We will talk to him after. But when he was getting the front wing, he fell over, and we couldn't replace it. So we had to do it the next stop and get a new front wing mechanic. And also the wing that we had was also an old spec because of some issues with the newer spec, unfortunately. And also there was a little bit of gearbox at the start of the race.
So I think overall what he's trying to say is we did have lowest car on the grid.
Honestly,
coming P8 was a miracle, I think.
It was
okay.
It was very well driven from Rena. It was a very good race.
Thank you very much.
But unfortunately, the guys back at the factory, they couldn't keep up. Unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll speak after. But I just want to say anyway, this car had no right to be where it finished, and it did. So good job to everyone for getting the setup for this weekend.
Okay.
Despite all the issues, we managed to score points. Thank you.
Okay. So that's that. Thanks you guys for.
What's Tipsy?
I'm here.
He's right here. So thanks to you guys. Thank you for the interview.
Well, wait, hang on a minute.
So now
I was going to ask.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't want me here, does he?
I don't want you
Take
here
my
because I need to
commentator
interview
spot.
Onion Barge because I need
No,
to do
no,
one
you
at a
take my
time.
commentator spot, and now you don't even
Well,
want me in
you
the
took my
commentator.
the driver's spot, so I mean I don't know, man. So
I mean, bands didn't really have much choice.
okay.
I didn't, did I?
Yeah, but I need to
But
get
no, but
these
just let me,
interviews.
can I
yeah.
just ask Bans while he's here? I was just wondering, Bans,
Oh,
did
your voice is so
would you have thought or maybe preferred if your teammate could have had helped you out a little bit there trying to get past Wimpy? Because
Oh no, nah.
I was just saying that if that was us, whenever we raced, that I probably would have had a couple of goes at him, and if I couldn't have got him, then I would have let you have a go. And considering that he had time penalties, I think that it would have been maybe a bit more sensible just to let you pass, and so you can make up the places, and then they can continue their battle later. After that.
Yeah, but Wimpy had 10 seconds of penalties, and I finished the race on 83% tire wear, so I was pretty happy about them fighting there because that means I didn't have to do anything. I went for a couple fun lunges just for a bit of excitement. I did hear that Triton said that I must have been shaking in my seat or something.
Yes, I didn't
found
think you were
pretty
too
funny
happy.
when I was told.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I'm not really too bothered.
Okay. I mean, knowing racing with you, I know how you get. So,
Really? I don't know.
I mean, both of us are behind that one when there's contact. But anyways, yeah, it was. It looked like it was fun though. So good job to you. Thank you to Kirst for being the pit engineer. Very good job.
Yes, thank you.
So now we're gonna move. The race winner into the booth here. And yeah, so Mr. Onion Barge, congratulations on your pretty much outstandingly dominant win. How was that for you?
Now I know how Mercedes feel. You're kind of happy, but you're just like, wow, this is boring. Yeah.
But sometimes Onion, I've often talked to Terra Incognita about this. That sometimes the most difficult part of a race is leading, because you have to try and maintain your composure throughout the race to hold on to it. Although it was a little bit different for you because you had quite a gap on the guy behind. I think about 22 seconds.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
Yeah,
commanding for you from pole to the race win.
Yeah, I kind of did back off, but like you said, you can't back off too much, especially around this track with the curves. If you touch the curve, you're just going spinning. So
yeah,
it was kind of difficult to stay concentrated. I was thinking about what to eat after.
Yeah, it's easy to switch off.
Yeah, so the first thing was tough because the tires try to go around on the softs. It was quite difficult, but I think once I did that kind of just handed me the win, I suppose.
Yeah, but I was saying on the stream that you kind of showed your one-stop pace from last week whenever you almost got the race win at Australia. So to see you doing it again this week is no surprise, but it was actually nice to see someone go for the one-stop and make it work, because I think people are not really sure at the moment whether the one-stops work in 2019 or specifically Bahrain. So I think you did a good job today in demonstrating that it can work.
My setup is basically suited for the race. It's all about saving tires. You have to kind of take the speed through the corners. Can't be aggressive. That's one difference if you want to look after your tires.
Yeah.
So it's
All
fun
right.
though.
Yeah, it seemed pretty much under control from your end, and the fact I wasn't even sure if you could actually do that strategy. So good job to you there. Anyways, moving on to our final interviewee and our driver of the day, the generational talent himself, Mr. 2SRL Jeremy Peters.
Hello.
I moved you in mid-piss, my bad, but
Yeah.
Hello, Jeremy, babe. How are you doing? You alright?
Hello. I'm doing alright. Yeah, I'm good now.
It's epic. How was that great podium win for you?
It was a bit stressful the last 2 laps. If I had to defend when I had to defend from GK because he was catching up, and I was running on low ERS the whole time and lean fuel.
Ah, okay. So,
So-
was it managing for the tires or just the fuel in general?
I was in the red in fuel at minus 0.2,
Oh dear.
and my ERS was very low. So
So that's good defense then for me. That's very good. It's very good management from you.
thank you.
And how do you feel? You feel good about getting that podium? Do you think we've noticed you've been improving? Tipsy and I were mentioning it. Have you been doing anything differently, like in practice, or has it just been like the game is a little bit better for your driving style? Or
Well, if you count practice like being 2 laps, because I really didn't practice, I only did 2 laps. So I don't know. It's just I started the day, completely unmotivated. I really didn't want to race today. Then I finally, my wheel is still broken. The game lags a lot on DirectX 11, and I always kept spinning. So I just wanted to prove to myself that I can do better than this, and I couldn't be happier.
well, yeah, that was.
I was saying on the stream, Jeremy, that that you do have the potential, to get regular podiums. It's just your own motivation. You kind of put yourself down, and you kind of just just say, "Oh, I'm just going to rage quit." Whereas if you can stick at it and keep you keep yourself positive and motivated, then you could probably do that consistently. That's why I was saying today is a really big day for you, just you as an individual driver, because this is kind of making yourself realize you can do this whenever you go for it. And so it can only be an improvement from here on for yourself. And that's why I think, all things considered, although Onion did a great drive, for me, I was on the stream, I think for me personally, you definitely deserve driver of the day, just how much you kept your head.
Yeah, well, I mean, this has definitely brought motivation back to start racing a bit more and practice
that's
a bit
good.
more. Because I mean, I did go into time trial, like I said, I did 2 laps just to, steal a setup from someone, and yeah, it worked out.
Well, that's good
Well,
then.
I mean, it's definitely a big improvement from last week whenever both Red Bulls DNF'd by lap 13. So whenever you got the lap 13, I was thinking to myself, right, he's got 1 lap further than he has all season. But then to see you to fight up and get third, it was just did put a smile on my face. I have to admit, this to see you up there, because I think you should be up there more often.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah,
I mean, there was also this one moment, I think 2 laps before the end, where Matthias did a dive.
Yes.
I was losing my shit then.
oh, that was silver. Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
caught
that
that
was
one. That was
Silver.
actually.
Oh, Silver.
I wanted to mention that. That was actually
Matthias.
extremely smart of you because I mean, Silver was in a position where he had to go for it on GK Project, so he went for it, and it was in a way that it would have had to, like, since you were there closer, it would have just like resulted in like him having to go for both of you at the same time. But that was very good awareness for me, because I noticed you didn't turn in until like really late, and pretty much executed got the exit really well. So that was actually that was something that we were pointing out, is how well aware you were and how much better your driving style was compared to what we've seen before, like, and how we've seen so much improvement from it. So that's
just the discipline, I mean, if you think about it, if Jeremy had just turned in just as he normally does, maybe not with awareness, and got collected, and then went from P3 to DNF, I mean, that would have massively demotivated you. But you had the awareness so late on, with that pressure piling on you, with 2 guys, trying to steal that podium off you, to show the awareness and just to be calm more than anything, and just to drive it home. It's a massive improvement. I think that's why, one of the reasons of many, you deserve driver of the day today.
Well, thank you for the kind words.
all right. Well then, with that said, with that beautiful note, we're gonna be ending the stream here. Thank you all for having us. Tipsy and I are pretty much gonna need a wheelchair soon because we're getting crippled by all the action. But yeah, be sure to tune in next Thursday for the round 3 in China, and be sure to tune in this Saturday and Sunday for SLR and 2SRL. I will be racing, well, we'll both be racing SLR, and Tipsy will be holding it down racing in 2SRL. So yeah, and Mr. That Bance will be, tearing up the field in 2SRL, of course, as well. But so be sure to check that.
Nick
the defending constructors champions here, I should say. But yeah, be sure to leave a like, smash that like button harder than Bant smashed his front wing or the guy.
Yeah, I just want to get in here. I mean, Milos obviously can't join, but I just want to speak on his behalf to the entire McLaren team. They need to remember it was a frustrating race because we didn't have the car for even Q2, but we're doing what we love every day, and we need to appreciate that, okay? So thanks,
You
guys.
didn't have a front wing
Grazie ragazzi, grazie mille. So yeah, thanks to all of you watching. Tune in next week, tune in this weekend. Be sure to subscribe to EGL, and we will see you guys then. So thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, grazie ragazzi.